But
Hey mate, how you going?
uh,
Okay, so let's get straight in. Do you take the position that circumcision is needed for health?
I think it's beneficial to your health. I don't know
Okay, so that's a
if you.
slightly different claim because previously you said circumcision is needed for health. Beneficial is different. So you can forget about the first claim, or are we sticking with the first claim that circumcision is needed for health?
I mean, needed for health is kind of a tricky thing. It's like it's like saying like is getting vaccinated needed for health. I mean, you can live a life like healthy without getting vaccinated, just like you can live a life healthy without getting circumcised.
Okay, do you think,
So it's
could you give me just a yes or no? Is circumcision needed for health?
um I would say in the best scenario, no. But
Well, what does that mean in the best scenario?
like I would mean like in a scenario where you won't get phimosis, in which your foreskin hardens to the point where you cannot urinate, then I would say no. But if you're talking about is circumcision beneficial for health, yes, it is.
Okay, so that just didn't answer my question. Is it needed for health?
Okay, okay.
Just for your
I'll take
average
the
person.
position that I'll just take the position that it's needed for health, for argument's sake, just to progress the conversation. Yes, circumcision is needed for health.
Okay, and so when you say it's needed for health, what do you mean by health? Are you saying like, just for example, I'm
I
not
mean,
saying you're saying this, I'm saying, oh, if you don't like get circumcised, you'll have a heart attack. But otherwise, what are you saying?
I would say if you don't get circumcised, then your chances of getting fibrosis is definitely going to skyrocket, and other sexual diseases as well. And your chances of getting sexual diseases will also pretty much skyrocket as well. So that's what I'm saying.
All right, so there's a couple things there. So you said that if you don't get circumcised, um, then your chances of sexual diseases.
Getting fibrosis, STDs, it will go high.
Okay, so it will, your chances are going to increase. Therefore,
Yeah.
circumcision is needed for health.
Yes.
Okay, so
In the same way
what's
that getting in the same way that getting vaccinated is needed for health. Otherwise, you're opening yourself to various diseases that are easily controllable.
okay? Well, I mean, let's say that we agree with that proposition that it will reduce your chances of getting a certain sexual disease. D does that necessarily mean it is needed for health?
Um, I mean, necessarily nothing is needed for health, but needed for health.
Sorry,
And
do you understand that's a contradiction, right? It's impossible for it to be the case that circumcision is needed for health, while simultaneously nothing is needed for health.
I mean, if you wanna go bare bones, I'm talking about needed for health in the sense that it will make your it will make your life like inherently better, but
Oh,
necessarily nothing
so
is.
when you say needed for health, you just mean it will make your life better?
It will make your chances of living life and your health definitely better. What do you mean in the sense of needed for health? Like, do you mean in the sense like
Well,
the way that
that's your
vaccine?
phrasing, so I'm asking what you mean when
No,
you
no, no,
said,
no. I thought I was working under your premise. When I mean
no,
needed for
no,
health,
because
I mean
you said,
okay.
I have a reason to why circumcision is needed, and when you were asked what that reason was, you said health. So I'm understanding
Yeah.
you as saying that circumcision is needed for health.
Yes.
And now you're saying
So
that
what I'm
by circumcision being needed for health, you just mean it will make your life better?
um it will make your life much healthier. Like your chances of getting fibrosis is down, your chances of getting STDs are down. I mean, all of it is down. Just
Okay,
like taking a just like
okay.
taking okay, you're cutting me off.
Yeah, because that's not quite relevant, right? I don't want to go into any of that until I understand what your position actually is. I'm happy to get to that. I'm more than happy to get to that, but I just want to clarify this at the beginning. Is that okay?
All right. Could I say necessary for health?
Okay, so your position is circumcision is necessary for health. Is that correct?
Yes, for the average person, yes.
Okay, circumcision is necessary for health for the average person. And when you say
For the,
health, you just mean it.
your
What
chances of
exactly do you mean by
getting
health?
your chances of not getting fibrosis, STDs, and a number of other um, illnesses goes down when you're circumcised.
Okay, so so the proposition on the table is circumcision is necessary for health for the average person, and when you say health, you're saying reducing your chances of sexual diseases.
And also fibrosis, yes.
Okay. Well, I would say that's false because there are alternatives to circumcision, such as condoms, that will also reduce your chances of sexual diseases. Therefore,
What
circumcision
about
isn't
fibrosis?
necessary. Sorry. Therefore, circumcision isn't necessary for uh, health as defined here, which is reducing your chances of sexual diseases.
I mean, okay. Well, what about fibrosis?
Okay, well, I'm not familiar with fibrosis. We can look at that afterwards. But uh, just for where we are at the moment, would you agree that circumcision is actually not necessary when it comes to reducing? Sorry, the circumcision is actually not necessary for health for the average person, health being defined as reducing your chances of sexual diseases, fibrosis excluded.
I would say no because just because you have a protection for a sexual disease, i.e., a condom, doesn't mean doesn't mean you shouldn't like circumcise yourself. In the same way, just because when you drive drunk, you drive with a seatbelt on, doesn't mean that it's okay to drive drunk.
That doesn't really seem relevant to where we're at. You said it was
No, no, it's
necessary.
an example.
All right. So you said it was necessary for health for the average person, health being reducing your chances of sexual diseases. That would mean that there's no way to reduce your chance of sexual disease unless you circumcise.
No,
However, I've just given you an example
no,
of a case in
that
which you
doesn't mean
can reduce your chance of sexual disease without being circumcised.
that doesn't mean that there's no other chance of reducing
Well,
your chances
well,
of sexual
that's
disease.
what
That just means
necessary means.
that, well, I'm talking about in the sense of like health health wise, like in the sense of like actually like protecting yourself. Okay,
Well,
how about we switch? How about
yeah,
we
but
switch
I've just
from
given you an example of how you can protect yourself.
okay, and you can protect yourself when you're driving drunk by putting on your seatbelt. That doesn't mean you shouldn't drive drunk, right?
Uh, I'm missing the relevance. Like, that's
I
just
mean, maybe if
if
you
that's supposed to be an analogy, it's very unclear.
okay, how is it not unclear? The condom is the seatbelt, and I
The
mean,
condom is the seatbelt.
yes, in
Okay,
the
so
analogy, the condom is the seatbelt.
what do you mean by necessary? When you say circumcision is necessary for health for the average person,
Okay,
what do you mean by necessary?
how about I switch out necessary for beneficial? How about that?
Okay, yeah, that's a very different claim. All right, so the claim is
Yeah,
circumcision is beneficial for health for the average person. Okay, so I'm happy to move to that claim. However, you had previously said circumcision is necessary for health for the average person. So I would like to know, are you conceding on that point? Do you agree circumcision is not necessary for health for the average person? Health being defined as
sure,
reducing your chance of sexual disease?
sure.
Okay, great. Well, yeah, okay, I'm really happy that we've found that common ground because, okay, maybe we are certainly a lot more likely to agree. Okay, so circumcision is beneficial for health for the average person. All right. So health is defined as reducing your chances of sexual disorders such as fibrosis and you said AIDS as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, okay. So
There's been
yeah, and just one
there's
more
been a
time,
lot.
I just want to just get a clear concession on that. You agree circumcision is not necessary for health for the average person, correct?
Sure.
Great. Okay. But you do say circumcision is beneficial for health for the average person,
Yes.
and these um, benefits are reducing chance of fibrosis and reducing chance of AIDS. Are there any other benefits?
I'll just go with them. Those seem like also you're I believe you're less likely to have a urinary tract infection because you don't have to pull up your foreskin and clean it on a daily,
All right,
you know. So yeah.
the, so the benefits are it reduces your chance of fibrosis, it reduces your chance of AIDS, and it reduces your chance of a urinary tract infection. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, could I just get what are the chances of getting fibrosis if you are circumcised, and what are the chances of getting fibrosis if you're not circumcised?
I would say zero because fibrosis has to do with your foreskin, and if you get your foreskin cut off,
Okay.
it's
Well,
literally impossible.
maybe I need to look into what fibrosis is because I haven't I haven't heard of this before. Okay, right? So when I
Yeah.
Google fibrosis, it says thickening or scarring of the tissue, normally in the thin, lacy walls of the air sacs in the lungs. So that's quite strange. Is that
How
what
did you
you're
spell it?
referring to? F I B
No, how did
R
you spell it?
F I B
All
R
right.
O S I S.
You spelled it. How did you spell it?
Fibrosis.
All right. So you misspelled it. It's
Oh, okay.
Phimosis. There you go.
Oh, you mean phimosis?
Yeah, phimosis.
Ah, okay, right. Well, that's completely different, right?
Yeah, phimosis.
Okay, so you would agree that it doesn't reduce your chance of fibrosis, right?
Yeah, phimosis. Yeah.
So, sorry, just want to confirm it does not reduce your chance of fibrosis, right?
Yeah. I meant phimosis.
Okay, so yeah, but it does reduce your chance of phimosis. Okay,
Yeah,
and
for most.
phimosis is an excessively tight foreskin. Okay, well, yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
I suppose I agree with that, right? Like, it would definitely reduce your chance of phimosis, right? In the same way, if I like removed your breasts, you couldn't get breast cancer. Okay, right? So, of course, yeah, 0% chance to find phimosis, right? Um,
yeah.
okay, so that's the first one solved. All right, so it doesn't reduce your chance of fibrosis, but it does eliminate your chance of phimosis.
Yeah,
Um,
phimosis.
okay, and reducing your chance of AIDS. How is that quantified?
Um, well, I can actually look this up, but there has been studies showing that the AIDS virus is more likely to jump on a person that's uncircumcised because they have extra cells on their penis.
Okay, well, so can I just get a yes or no? Do you have a study at hand showing a reduced
Uh,
chance
no,
of
I do
AIDS?
not.
Okay, so you don't have any sort of numbers to point to with regards to this. You don't have any, basically you don't have any proof of this claim. Is that correct?
Um, I do not have one right now. I could actually look at the study that, because I looked at this study like a while ago, but I forgot like the link. There's
So am I correct that you do not have proof that circumcision reduces your chance of AIDS?
no, not right now.
Sorry, so you agree you don't have proof?
Yeah, right now I don't have any proof.
Okay. Um, well, in that case, I'm just not going to accept that claim. Does that sound
That's
fair?
fine.
Okay. So,
Yeah, that's fair.
so I'm not going to commit you to saying it does not reduce your chance of AIDS, um, but you'll agree that um, you can't prove it does reduce your chance of AIDS, right? So we're going to remove that from the list of health benefits. Is that fair?
Sure. I think I found a link that supports my claim, but the sample size is pretty small, so it might be dubious at best. Do you still want to see the link?
Is this like something you've read and you're familiar with?
Not really, but it somewhat supports my claim, although the sample size is small, so it might be a little bit dubious at best. But do you still want to see the link?
Well, look, I'm yeah. Look, my only hesitancy is it's obviously going to take a lot of time out of this. But look, you can post the link in general. I'll take a gaze at it.
All right, cool. Because I'm just an honest person. If the sample size is small, then I'm not gonna basically be like, oh, okay, here's my evidence or whatever. But
Okay, so this is HPV, which is a different disease to AIDS. This is human papillomavirus, which is different to AIDS.
oh, all
Um,
right.
let's see if I can get the full text. So right off the bat, this is talking about a different disease. Um, okay, and I'm reading. Uh, okay, so I've just read the conclusion, and it says in the first sentence, likelihood of HPV acquisition did not differ by circumcision status. So I would, so I would I think this completely goes against your. Well, it certainly doesn't prove anything about AIDS, and it actually goes against the idea that it would reduce the likelihood of HPV acquisition.
Yeah, all I'm finding is a lot of HPV stuff.
All right. So would you agree that it does not reduce your chances of HPV?
I mean, I found like a new link right here.
Okay.
But
If you've got something really good that you want to show me, I'm happy to send it. But I'd rather not spend this whole time um, just yeah. I would rather not just spend this whole time you sending me links to go over and
all
over
right,
and over.
let's. Yeah, yeah. Okay, okay. I'm gonna research it more. But
Yeah,
let's just
this is not a
stick back
study.
to
This is not a scientific study that you linked. But okay, so so
let's go back to the first one. The
okay, sure. So we've taken AIDS off the table. So now the
yeah.
benefits for human health for the average person are it eliminates your chance of phimosis and reduces your chance of a urinary tract infection. Okay. Do you have any proof that it reduces your chance of a urinary tract infection?
No, I'm just gonna stick to Formosus because I'm kind of tired and I should spend more time on this, but I'm definitely just gonna stick to the Formosus one.
All right. So can I take a urinary tract infection off of the
Yeah, you can
table?
take it off.
All right, so what we've got now is circumcision is beneficial for health for the average person. And when we're referring to health, we're talking about your chances of sexual diseases. Or I
Well,
suppose that
now it's
it,
just Formosus.
okay, so circumcision is beneficial for health for the average person. And this health benefit is that it eliminates your chance of phimosis. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, well, I wouldn't disagree that that is a benefit for uh, that eliminating your chance of phimosis is a health benefit. Um, Now, there's something very strange going on here because uh, here, let me look something up. Um, okay, so do you know what the rate of phimosis is?
I know it's rare, but most people are circumcised in America. But what is it?
Okay, well, that's actually a good point. Let me check if this is including America, because
Yeah, because I know the rate is low, but America has a high circumcision population. So
yeah, let me just make sure it's among uncircumcised men.
yeah, like you have to take out like America because we have a high circumcision population. So of course the rates are gonna be low. Like, hey,
Um, okay. Um, okay, prevalence of phimosis in males of all ages. Systematic review. This looks legit. Let me just check that it's excluding circumcised men. Um, this might just take a little while. Please bear with me.
nah, you're fine. I have nothing else to do. It's cool.
Hmm. Oh, this isn't the full text. Ah, okay, right. So this one I have to purchase the full text, which unfortunately I'm not going to do, and I don't think you would have it for
Yeah, I
free.
wouldn't do it.
Um, um, okay, well, so yeah, unfortunately I can't get a. Oh wait, here's one. Children are not a good sample because that's often used. Um, all right. Okay, so I've tried looking that up. The only way to get it seems to be to purchase the full text, and it might not even be talking about uncircumcised males. But the first link on Google, when I Google rate of phimosis amongst the uncircumcised, is 2.6%. Right? Are you happy to go
Okay.
with that number?
Sure, why not? Let's
Okay.
see where it takes us.
Well, I would say that. As defined, circumcision is not beneficial for health for the average person because considering the only benefit we've been able to establish is it reduces or eliminates your chance of phimosis. Um, the rate of phimosis is 2.6%. So the average person does not have phimosis, and therefore this wouldn't be a benefit for them, right? You would agree that if you do not
Yeah,
have phimosis, then circumcision has no established benefit. Is that something you agree with?
I mean, yeah, if you don't have phimosis, then circumcision wasn't really a benefit to you, but that doesn't mean you won't develop it later on, right?
Um, I suppose. I don't know. Is it possible? Can you develop phimosis later on in life? I suppose it would be possible. Um,
Yeah.
in any case, the rate seems to be about 2.5%, so it shouldn't really affect our conclusion that the average person does not have phimosis, right? Would you agree that the average person does not have phimosis?
Yeah, but I will also agree that the
Okay,
average
so
person
so then you can
is
change your so you sorry, you can finish what you were going to say.
yeah, but I also agree that the average person doesn't really like isn't uncircumcised.
No, so well, I'm talking
So,
about the rate of phimosis among uncircumcised males. So the
and that's only like what, 2%?
Yeah, 2.5%. So would you agree that the the average uncircumcised male does not have phimosis?
Yes, but
Okay,
2%
so
is
then
pretty high.
just one follow-up question. Um, whether that's high or low or not is relevant because we're talking about the average. So, do you still hold the claim that circumcision is beneficial for health for the average person if the average person does not have phimosis?
Yes, because
Okay,
I don't know if
I'd say that, okay, if somebody does not have phimosis, then what is the health benefit? Because we've established the only possible health benefit is that it eliminates your chance of phimosis.
yeah, are we talking about like the are we talking about like uncircumcised people or just like the average?
We're, to,
Because
we're talking about uncircumcised men. You do
yes,
you agree
and
the average uncircumcised man does not have phimosis?
Yes.
Okay, so then I would say if the average uncircumcised man does not have phimosis, then circumcision is not beneficial for health for the average person.
I would say that,
It's
but I
like
don't know if
it's
they
like if
could.
I said if it's like if I said anti-venom is beneficial for health for the average person. It's like, well, what? The average person hasn't just been bitten by a snake.
Yeah, I can get that. I can get that.
All right, so do you concede your previous claim?
Well, my claim is really on like circumcised people.
Okay, so I'm not gonna let you just change your claim unless you um,
I mean, that was the
unless you
intention of my
concede your
claim.
previous claim. Okay, so you
That was the that was the inten- that was the intention of
well,
my
you
claim.
didn't say
Like I'm talking about
circumcised people. You said
circumcised
the
people.
average person.
Yeah, the average person is circumcised.
Okay, that doesn't mean that we're talking about circumcised people.
Now, I will admit, if we're specifying like um like uncircumcised people, then yes. If my claim was specifying uncircumcised people, most
No, I'm not.
uncircumcised
I'm not
people.
specifying uncircumcised people. I'm talking about people in the abstract. The only time uncircumcised people were mentioned was to see what the rate of phimosis is, and it's
And
2.5%.
that's a high rate.
Okay, so but it's actually
2%
2.6%.
is a high rate.
Yeah, but actually nowhere near
Almost
close to
3%.
rendering the average person to have phimosis.
Yeah, do you know that like 3% of the population is gay? That's
uh,
nearing gay levels. That's pretty high.
oh, please. Okay, but you already agreed that the average person does not have phimosis, correct? Right?
Yeah, but the average person
Okay,
is
so
circumcised.
so
So,
this supposed health benefit um, is not it's just not relevant to the average person. So would you agree circumcision is not beneficial for health for the average person? If you want to put up a new claim after that, then you can do that. But
okay,
I'm talking about
okay,
the
let
claim
me
that
let
we
me
currently
rephrase
have.
let
No,
me
no, sorry.
rephrase
Before
my
you rephrase, do you agree that circumcision is, or it is not the case that circumcision is beneficial for health for the average person?
I mean, only if you show me a study that shows the different rates between like phimosis for people who are circumcised and uncircumcised. Then I would change my opinion based on the study.
Okay, well, no, that shouldn't be relevant, right? The rate of
Why shouldn't it be relevant?
the rate of phimosis in uncircumcised men, if we say it's 2.6%, that could be 0% in circumcised men, and it would still be something
Which
that
would
the
show the benefit.
yeah, would show benefit, but not for the average person, because the average person does
I
not have
mean,
to
if
worry.
the average person is the average person is circumcised, then it would show the benefit for the average person, would it not?
Average person is circumcised. It would show the benefit for the average person. It would show the
Yeah,
benefit
if
a
there's a
benefit
zero
of
percent,
reducing phimosis by 2.6%, right?
no,
If
you're in
it's an
theory producing
absolute
it.
minority of people that are even have phimosis and should be concerned by it.
I mean, 3% of the population of the uncircumcised, which we don't even know what the percentage of uncircumcised to circumcised is, but like that's like the Asian that's like the Asian percent of the U.S. population there. That's a huge margin
Why is that relevant?
because the relevance
We're
is
talk
it
we're
shows
talking
like
about the average person. Keep in mind.
3% is not average to you. Like
No.
that's a high mark.
Would you say the average person is gay? Like what?
No, I wouldn't say the average person is
Oh,
gay,
okay, right. But you
but
would say the average.
would you say being gay? Would you say being gay is average?
I don't even know what that means. That's just completely irrelevant.
Would you say like it's? Would you say like you're the one who brought it up, but would you say like it's just average? It's
No, no,
normal.
that is absolutely not the case that I
You
was the one
wouldn't?
that brought it up. You said that circumcision is beneficial for health for the average person. That's your claim.
Yes, because so far in theory we have 0% phimosis um, when it comes to the
Yeah.
circumcised.
Yes, yes, but I'm not saying that's a benefit
In
for the
theory,
average person because the average
well,
person does not have phimosis.
would you say that the average person is circumcised in America?
I don't know what the rate of circumcision in America is. I think it's very common. Um,
Okay, would you
in
say the common? Would you say common is
64
average?
for 64%, right? I guess I would say, the average person is,
That's the majority.
circumcised. Yeah.
Could you like link me to study? And somebody name is Dick. Somebody's name is Dick in the chat.
Right, yes. Um, well, I mean, I'm just going off the off Google. Some say up to 81%, but I'm lost as to the
So it's
relevance of this.
64 to 81% of
Yeah,
the
we
population
can
is
go with that
circumcised.
number, circumcised in the US. Happy to go with that
Yeah,
number.
yeah. I mean, 3% uncircumcised population, whatever percentage it is pretty high. If
What's the
3%,
relevance? When we're talking about the
my,
average person, that's completely irrelevant.
yeah, and you just admitted that the average person is like circumcised. So
Why do you even
in
say admit? That doesn't take away from my point whatsoever.
in theory, there's a 0% population of people who have phimosis if they're circumcised.
What's the relevance?
The relevance is that's the benefit. Like there's 0%. You don't have to worry about it.
Get down from 2.6%. But we're talking about the
I
average
mean,
person. We're not talking about a very high minority, a very low minority of people. We're talking about the average person. The average person does not have phimosis, therefore circumcision is not beneficial for them.
we don't know why. Well, we do. I assume it's circumcision. That's why the average person do not have phimosis. But you don't even have a study that
No,
shows the
so because
phimosis rate.
we're talking about the rate amongst uncircumcised men is 2.6%. So, you
And
can't
that's
you
a
can't
high
pull
rate.
you can't pull this, whether it's a high rate is irrelevant. You can't pull this move and say like,
No, it's
um,
not.
oh, the numbers are clouded by the high rates of circumcision because we're talking about uncircumcised men. So here's my argument. Here's my argument. If um, if the rate of phimosis is 2.6% amongst uncircumcised men, and um, and okay, one sec.
Look, look, look. I'm about to go to sleep. Um, can I talk to you tomorrow or
No,
something?
no, no, no.
Because
I won't have time tomorrow. I want to get a concession on this. Do you agree that circumcision is not beneficial
Nah,
for health for the average person?
no, it is because there's in theory 0% of phimosis when it comes to the circumcised. But
Okay,
I'll
here's
tackle
my
on the
argument.
flip
Here's
side.
my argument, right? All right. I'll just give me 5 minutes. I'll give you an
Finally,
argument. All right. If the if um, eliminating your chance of phimosis is the only is the only benefit of circumcision, and the um, average person does not have phimosis, then so this is P and Q, therefore then um, it is not the case that circumcision is benef- is the only is beneficial for the average person. Um, uh, eliminating your chance of phimosis is the only health benefit of circumcision. The average person does not have. Just give me
taking too long.
just give me 1 moment. I've written out my three premises. Um,
Okay, just text it to me. I'm going to bed.
no.
Uh,
You gotta give me 5 minutes here. Um, okay, I'm about to post it in chat.
all right,
Um,
cool.
okay, I'm just pasting it now.
Mm, mm, okay.
All right. Do you see my argument that I posted in chat?
Yes,
Okay. So, do you agree that it's a valid argument? Whether it's sound is a different question. It's basically just
I
modus
mean,
ponens.
let me review it because right now I gotta go to bed. I'm going to
Okay.
work tomorrow,
Well,
but let me review it and then get back to
I'll
you.
tell you it is a valid argument. So you can tell me what premise you disagree with.
Let me review it and then I'll come back to you because right now I gotta go to bed.
Okay.
But
So you can't on the face of it. Give me 2 minutes to finish up. On the face of it, you can't tell if any of those premises are false. Is that correct?
I haven't read it yet, so I don't know on the
Okay,
face of it
you
what it
haven't read it.
says.
Can you quickly read it?
No,
No. Okay.
I mean,
All right. All right. Well, then, in that case, I understand you have to go. So I'll just give a closing statement, and then I'm happy to leave the last word to you. All right. So you started out by saying circumcision is needed for health for the average person. You eventually conceded that claim. Then you said circumcision is necessary for health for the average person. Um, you conceded that claim. We ended up eventually getting to um, circumcision is beneficial for health for the average person. You said the benefits were fibrosis, HIV, UTIs. You conceded on all three of those points, but brought up phimosis. And then I posted an argument saying that even accepting your claim that about phimosis, then I posted an argument, a valid argument of which the conclusion is it is not the case that circumcision is beneficial for health for the average person, and you have failed to address the argument, maybe for a good reason, maybe because you have to go to bed. But is that a fair summary?
I would say some of it is. I wouldn't say I failed to address the argument. It's just that I'm going to address the argument later on when I have time to actually like
Sure,
fully
sure, yeah. Let me
dive
change. Let
myself
me
in.
change my phrasing on
Uh,
that. It's not that you failed to address the argument. It's that we ran out of
I
time, so
have
you
yet
couldn't
to do.
address the argument.
Yeah,
Okay, so
yeah.
so
I have.
with that adjustment, is that a fair summary of events?
Sure. I wouldn't say I ran out of time, but um, I'm just postponing this debate because it's late at night, and I really should have gone to sleep
Sure.
earlier.
Well,
But
do you have any closing remarks?
yes, I'm going to bed. Hopefully somebody film. Hopefully somebody film this because you know I would like I would like people who um on the circumcision side to actually like use these arguments, talk about fibrosis because it's a
Sorry,
convincing
let me just
argument.
make a correction there. You've already agreed it's not fibrosis, it's phimosis.
It's
There's a two.
formosus. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
sorry.
No, no worries.
It's that F
Yeah,
sound.
I just want like it's beneficial for
Formosus.
you to know what you're talking about, right?
Yeah, formosus.
Yeah.
Well, I brought up formosus. It's just that it's just that F sound, man. Just too many words in English just sound so similar. But I'll talk to you later. I had a nice chat with you. Have a nice day.
Yeah, I enjoyed speaking with you.